Hi, and good morning to a very special edition of Gazzetta Italia. I'm Cameron Clark, and I'm going to be taking you through the hot gossip and weekly news, as well as reviewing the season and answering some of the burning questions now that the season is coming to a close. Two such questions. Will Peter Fawns finally leave Westfield FC? And if so, where will he be going? Well, according to the Della Capa della Sport, who reported this week that the club, Westfield FC, have in fact made a statement ending all speculation that Peter Fawns will be leaving the club at the end of the season. The destination, we now know, is Livingston FC, a very small mid-table side with big future and hopefully high hopes, and they have taken a massive punt, by the looks of it, on pitching everything for Peter Fawns, the untried number 2 from Westfield FC, to come in and take over the number 1 role as manager. Peter has been at Westfield FC for nearly 8 seasons, working very closely with the current number 1 there, Karen Watts, learning the ropes, mastering his craft at man management and coaching, and they wish him well, I believe, and I'm sure he's going to be a big loss, as he has always been the go-between between the players and the top management. Peter, as we know, is a football man and absolutely obsessed with football. In fact, it's all he talks about. Football, and his second favourite topic, women's football. But more on that later. For those that don't know, I actually know Peter Fawns quite well, and he's been a regular here on my show. And I first met Peter when I was signed by Westfield about 7 seasons ago myself, and I believe that Peter went into the club just before me. And on our very first day of pre-season training, I rolled into the club, I went into the media room for the briefing, and in walks Peter Fawns, and I thought, oh my God, not that pillock from Marston Vale. To say that we didn't get on would be an understatement. Myself and Peter had tackled and loggerheads over a football match where Peter believed that his players deserved special attention and special treatment and needed to be protected from the brutes of my then conquering Beecham Middle School team. Let's just say we exchanged a few words after the game, and it wasn't particularly pleasant. But in true Peter style, and he is a football man and a gentleman, he approached me, shook my hand and said, "That's football. Let's move on. Let's get this show going." And so we did. My second major recollection and best story about Pete is that 1 February we stayed up late to watch the NFL. It started snowing and we were up late. It's about 3 in the morning. The game's gone into overtime. The snow is chucking down and we're like, oh, it's 100% we're going to be off tomorrow. This is amazing. We've stayed up early hours and we're going to get a day off, snow day. Sure enough, in classic Westfield style, the place never shuts down at any time. So credit to you, Karen, if you're listening. But I'd stayed over at Pete's that night and we jumped in the car, and Pete had to go in extra early, and there we were shoveling the snow in the car park, absolutely dying because we'd had no sleep, shoveling the snow, and all I can think is, God, let's hope this day's a quick one and we get home early doors. Then came the dreaded call of Ofsted. Peter's face was a picture. Anne Paglia, the then secretary of the club, has it on good authority that Peter locked himself away in his office and I think cried for about 3 hours. True story, I believe, but he will always deny it. But apparently he broke down in tears. Anyway, moving forward about Peter. Since he's been at the club, he has done some remarkable things. He's installed a sense of discipline there amongst the pupils, but not only the pupils, but also the staff, cracking down on those staff on a regular basis. He has kick-started and revolutionised some of the coaching that's gone on, both with the pupils and the staff there, and he has had a great way of developing the youth, not just the pupils, but the youth, the youthful teachers that Westfield has often adopted, i.e. Liam Hall, Victoria Maudsley, the current PE team of Tash and Brad, all outsiders, all Pete taking a punt on them, talking Karen around into employing them, and what a remarkable job he has done with those guys, and I think they probably have a lot to thank him for. The local community of Westfield are going to miss him massively. I think he has just been an absolute inspiration to the community and to the kids. I think the biggest thing, and probably the biggest credit I could give him for, is I think he's changed the aspirations of the kids of Queen's Park, and certainly of Westfield. Instead of these guys just going up to Bidnam and happy just to get GCSEs and maybe go to college, he's inspired them to think bigger and better, and often asking many of the ex-pupils to come back and share their success stories of going to uni. And I think this has just been a snowball effect of just the great work that he's done. Peter, this is my tribute to you. I just want to say thank you for being a great boss during my time there. I know everyone there is going to miss you. Certainly the kids are going to miss you. I had planned on trying to dress up in a fancy dress in your honour, just as you did for me. However, trying to find a fancy dress where I stretch my body out really, really long, become particularly bony, cover my body in funny pictures that look like cartoons, and have particularly long fingers, I haven't been able to. But I'm going to share with the people in the room two of my favourite lookalikes for Pete. First one, for those, and my particular favourite here, is a guy called Super Hands, who from the TV show Peep Show. Now, I nicknamed Pete Super Fans for a little while because Pete would travel high and low, one to watch his beloved Hull. See Pete, orange for Hull, bit of yellow as well for Hull. Ooh, my muffins, pardon me. And I then decided to nickname him Super Fans because he used to come and watch me and a few of the lads we know play football everywhere. He's a proper fan. Not sure he's ever played the game like, but he's a proper fan. And my other one, classic, is Peter Crouch. And not that long ago, Pete was tasked with dressing up as Peter Crouch for a fancy dress on a stag do that we all went on. He didn't have to do a lot for that one, just buy a Stoke City shirt, I think. So, Pete, good luck to you, mate. Westfield loss, but Livingston gain. I hope that this isn't going to be a Brian Clough, Peter Taylor scenario where really you and Karen are only good if you're working together, because you play off each other. I hope, Karen, you're not going to go by the wayside and end up becoming an alcoholic like Brian Clough did and lose your mind. And Pete, I hope this isn't just going to be a one-season wonder and then you get bombed out and then you come crawling back. Hopefully not a McLaren, again another number 2 who didn't do particularly well, but maybe more of a Mourinho. Started as a number 2 and just look how successful he was once he left the club and became his own man and became a number 1 himself. Indeed, Pete, to me and probably to Westfield, you always are the special one, and I wish you good luck. Farewell.